So, folks, I want to speak about my secret identity. But before I do that, I want to mention that somebody contacted me on Facebook and offered to edit my videos to make them look more professional. Now, I already did that in the past because I wanted to start my own YouTube channel, and I don't want nobody to see me. So not only did I pay somebody to edit the video, I paid a girl from India to open 10 videos. And then I posted all that on my YouTube channel, and that was supposed to be only the videos on that channel. I wasn't going to post other videos there. I wanted to have a second channel to talk about more different things. So one channel for the niche, and another for whatever I want to talk about. But that plan is gone. But the problem with that is now I use people from the site 5RR to do that. It's people who you can go on that site. Some people do videos, some people edit videos. There's models on there. There's people who will write for you. There's people who will build websites for you and everything like that. But the problem is it takes time because you have to find the right person first of all, right? And they need time. So you film your video and then you got to find someone to edit your video. So, you go on that site and the person is going to ask for free 3 days to do it. So then he's going to give you the work completed, right? So me, not only did I have to edit the video, I had to find a woman to open the video for me. So once the video was edited, I had to find a woman and then paste the two videos together. So that's like 2 weeks, right? I have to wait till the girl makes the video. I gotta wait till the guy edits the video, and then I got to glue all that together, paste all that together. So it's too long. I'm too old and I don't have time, right? So, about my secret identity, coming back to that, um, before I became very, very active online, I already had this secret identity, and I'm not going to reveal why I add that for the moment. It started more as like a psychological test, but what I'm trying to say is that later I will reveal my other identity, but not now because like we're living in George Orwell 1984 right now, and everybody wants to come after you. You always have to watch what you say and how you're gonna deliver stuff. You got to be very, very clever today. A lot of people lost their channel also and lost everything. But this secret identity came in very, very handy when, like, I wanted to start a battle against bad music because the music was so bad in Montreal that like, if I would have turned on the radio for like 10 minutes, I wanted to shoot myself. That's how bad the music was. And it is still pretty bad, but it improved a little bit. And that's because of me. Maybe you don't believe me, but that's what I'm trying to explain. So that secret identity became Andy. And by secret identity, I only mean that right now I can create an email, Crocodile Dundee, right? And start posting under Crocodile Dundee and just flood Facebook or Gab or whatever, just flood social media. So the music was so bad, and I wanted to do Well, not at first. I don't want to do something at first. It was just driving me nuts because I come from a period where the music was so good. It was unbelievable. I mean, I got to talk about a lot of things. The parties in Montreal and how Montreal was vibrant, and the people playing tam tams on the mountain there, and the music made people feel alive. And like Montreal was part of the three party cities in America was Havana, Cuba, New York, and Montreal. And I think that Montreal was much better than New York in matters of nightlife and things like that. So then I started to think. I said, I got to do something about this, right? I got to talk about how the music is bad, and I was fed up of like somebody is gonna make a terrible song, like a terrible song, and you turn on your radio and this hypocrite says, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's such a hit." It's not a hit. It's terrible. I'm not gonna name a name, but there's a big star right now. She's very big. She dates a football player, and her music is terrible. So I don't want to name names there because you got to be careful what you do. So anyway, I knew I wanted to do something about the bad music, but at the same time, I think that the music industry killed Michael Jackson, right? Because Michael Jackson talked about that, and Prince talked about that, and if you go back even, I think in the 70s, John Todd talked about the music industry, saying that these people who are on top there, they're insane, right? They're dangerous. So um, since they're dangerous, if it would have been my real identity, they would probably come after me. Maybe not, because I'm not, I'm not like Alex Jones. I'm not big, right? I'm invisible. So, but maybe yes, maybe no, and maybe yes. So having a already having a secret identity, well, they don't know who I am. They can always find out with the NSA and the government and things like that. But they're gonna have to make phone calls, and the people who they call, right? Hey, who's this email? Well, they're already like leaving breadcrumbs that they're looking for me, right? So if something happens to me, they already made phone calls and things like that. So anyway, so the secret identity came handy because I said that the only solution to solve this bad music problem was to flood social media with good music. And that takes a lot of energy because I have a job. That means like 4 to 6 hours a day just bombarding social media with oldies and things like that. And now I'm gonna jump to JFK Secret Society speech. Now, in this speech, I think that JFK is wrong. Like when he says "gorilla by night," and he talks about people having unlimited funds. So I don't think we have to worry about guerrillas at night or military people or wars or things like that. I think that the big problem here that JFK got wrong is that he mixed two things together. It's the unlimited funds that's the problem. It's capital, right? Karl Marx talked about capital. So it's capital that's the problem. It's not the military. It's not the army. These are all brainwashed people, okay? And they're brainwashed people. Why are they brainwashed? Because there's capital behind it, funding, like like flooding everything with content. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. My mother said that she can't be brainwashed, and so I said that you celebrate Christmas when you were young, whatever, like I like Christmas. That's not the point, but I mean, there's a lot of things that people do in their life, like for example, here in Montreal, people go to Tim Hortons in the morning, and you can drive, the how do you call that, drive-through. You can go to the drive-through to get your coffee, and sometimes the line is like, all the cars are parked there for 45 minutes waiting for coffee. When you can take your coffee at home, and it takes 2 minutes to make a coffee, and it's not going to cost you $3.25 or $5, right? So why are people waiting in line for coffee? Because every time they turn on the radio, the TV, whatever, there's always commercial about Tim Hortons or whatever. That's how brainwash works. And there's a guy who wrote a book about propaganda there. I read that book. I think it was related to Sigmund Freud or something like that. So the problem is capital, funding, flooding the zone with the content that they want to flood the zone with. So going back to music, they're just flooding the world with bad music. And there is good music out there, but it's not getting any views because, they're not putting like $1 billion to promote a guy in the desert there. So, how do you fight this? So Hitler said, well, I don't know if it's Hitler who said that, but back in World War II, right, when there was the Nuremberg trials and things like that, supposedly it came out that you push a lie, you push a lie long enough, and you just push the lie, right? So like 24 hours a day, and the people are going to start believing the lie. Well, not only the masses are going to start believing the lie, the guy who did the lie in the first place is going to start believing his own lies. So anyway, to fight this battle against bad music, the only solution was, so they have capital to flood the world, the social media, the TV, the radio, with bad music. So I had to flood social media with good music. And I did that, and I spent I think it's 4 years now under my secret identity. And I did see good music come back, and I think that I'm the one who did that. I wouldn't stop. And then I saw Diana Ross come back, right? She made a comeback, and I think I'm the one who did that also. So anyway, the battle is content, right? And there's many influencers out there, and I think Alex Jones also doesn't quite understand this, because Alex Jones, he reacts to daily narratives. He doesn't change the narrative. So to change something, to change whatever you want to change in an age of communication, if you don't have capital, if you don't have trillions of dollars to flood the governments of this world, they have an agenda, and they promote that agenda 24/7. And they have the capital to do that. That's what JFK said, guerrillas by night and unlimited funds. So the only way we can change things is by our energy, right? You're just online, like every time you have free time, you don't have no more free time. So you're just working, 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 working. You have a goal, you have a mission, and you just flood whatever, you flood everything with what you want to do. So I wanted to bring back good music. So I did. I think that I'm the one who triggered that, bringing back good music. Um, Now it's still around, and we see that with the Diddy case there. Um, this might be the end, the destruction of this music industry, and then maybe the people who make music are going to be free to make good music again. I don't know what's going on in that, right? Because Michael Jackson said that I'm not going to say I'm not going to pronounce companies or things because again, you never know. I might get banned from the web, right? But everybody knows what the speech Michael Jackson did about the music industry. So anyway, um, the Bible says that faith moves mountains, and before I started that, I said I am going to change music. I am going to do something about it, and it's going to work. And I'm going to do it, even if I'm alone, even if I'm just one guy, a trucker with, like an old trucker. I'm going to do it. And I think I did it. So, anyway, that's it for my secret identity. And later on, when I learned to, because right now, right, I'm not a good communicator. So I don't have no teleprompter. I'm not writing anything down, and I don't want to do like a video like when I wanted to sell a mattress online. Like walk with a paper back and forth in my apartment, practicing and practicing and practicing. I don't want to do that anymore. It's too time consuming. So, like for example, I did a video about the TikTok influencer that lost her son. And when I watched that video again, I noticed that I was going to say something and I didn't even say it. So I said, people have cleaning products under the counter. They have Javel and things like that. And then I switched to another topic because I don't know how to communicate. I'm practicing, like I don't mind doing this, not edited. I look like an idiot, but I don't mind because I can watch my video after and learn from my mistakes. So what I was saying is about Emily, the TikTok influencer that lost her son. What I wanted to say is that children are very, very fast, and like supposedly when I was a kid, how do they call a baby bed? A crib? Anyway, a bed for babies, right? Apparently, I stuck my head in between the bars there and I almost died. So, and the bars, they have safety measure. A baby is not supposed to be able to put his head in there, right? But I did. So, just to go show you an example. So, the people have cleaning products under the counter, like unless you put locks on it, the kids, babies and all that, they move fast, right? So they can take a bottle of Javel. Yes, it used to happen in the past, and that's why they put caps on everything, that it makes it harder. And they did that because accidents were happening, and you can't go criminally after every time something happens to a kid. Like maybe I'm gonna make a video about everything I did when I was a kid, but holy smoke, man, did I do a lot of things. My mother would be in prison, that's for sure. So that's it for my secret identity and for my training in communication. I got to make a couple of short videos after that. I got to redo the the TikTok influencer one to explain because people are not gonna watch this video, right? They're gonna watch 1 minute and they're gonna shut it down. So if I do a short video about it, maybe people will listen to 1 or 2 minutes. And so that's it for my secret identity. And my advice to the masses is that that's like I'm gonna reveal mine because I had this identity before, and I want to explain why I had it, and it led to something dark, and it led to me doing something wrong. And before I die, I want to solve a couple of problems that I did in my past, right? Before I go to, in case I get to heaven and the big boss tells me, you know, like you did this, right? You should have fixed that before you die. So anyway, that's it. Over and out.